Hello everyone and welcome back to another Starfield ship building guide. Today we're going to be going over the Valkyrie Mark III. So this is very much a capital sized ship. It's not quite as big as I believe it's called the Vigilant that the UC SysDef has. But it's, I don't know, 3/4 of the size. Half the size, something like that, so it is a very, very big ship. But with that being said, we need to get into the build because it's going to take a while to go over. So get your popcorn and get comfortable. So, for this first layer, we're going to look at both the very bottom piece and then the next section. That's how I decided to split this up for time's sake. So, we're going to go over the top of the bottom first, and then we will go over the very bottom with the landing bay and all that good stuff. So, starting on the front here, we have a Stroud Cap A. Next to that, there's a Stroud Nose Cap B, and then another Stroud Cap A. On top here, obviously, you can see we have equipment plates, and then on those equipment plates, we have the Riza 300 PHC SX laser, and then that's on both of these. And then behind that, we have a Stroud Cowling 1 LBPB, and then we've got the Riza 300 again with an equipment plate. And then next to that we have a Tayo Captain's Quarters 2x1 mid. And then we have another Stroud Cowling on the left side. And then we have an equipment plate on top of that, so it just mirrors this side here. Behind that we have a Stroud mid bracer on both sides. And then running along here, we have a Dymos bumper port 4, and then a Dymos bumper port mid. And then this side just mirrors, so again, Dymos bumper, this starboard this time, and then a Dymos bumper again, and that's the middle one. Behind that, we do have a Stroud braking engine. And then we've got a Stroud mid bracer behind that with an equipment plate, and we have the Obliterator 250 MEV Alpha Beam. And then again on this side, we've got the Stroud braking engine, we have a Stroud mid bracer, and then again the equipment plate and the Obliterator 250 MEV Alpha Beam. Now, getting into the Habs section here. This is right behind the Tayo Captain's Quarters. We have a Stroud Living Quarters 2x2. And then next to that, we have a Stroud All-in-One Berth 3x1. Next to that, and this would be an open space, so you can feel free to customize this and put things where you want. This is how I did it, but there's a lot of spots that are open where you can put things, and this is one of them. We've got a Stroud mid bracer, and then next to the mid brace we have a Stroud all-in-one berth 2x1A. And then to the left of that we have a Stroud mid bracer again, and then right here we've got a Stroud control station 2x1, and next to that we have a Stroud storeroom 1x1. You could get rid of this. It unfortunately does not loop around like I wanted it to. There's not a doorway right there for whatever reason. I don't know why it did that, but it didn't work like I had initially planned. Next to that we have, again, a Stroud mid bracer, just mirrors the other side. And then behind that we have the Stroud Science Lab 2x1. And then we have two Stroud mid bracers next to that. And then on the other side, again, 2 more Stroud mid bracers, and then we have the Stroud workshop 2x1. Behind the workshop, we have the Stroud cargo hull 2x2, and then in the middle here, we have the Stroud engineering bay 3x1. Remember that is where we enter and exit. So your landing bay is going to attach to that, just kind of as a point of reference. We'll go over that in a minute. To the right of the engineering bay, we have a Stroud brig 2x2. And then on the very back here, we have 2 more Stroud mid bracers on both sides. And then on the right hand side, next to the 2 mid bracers, we have a Stroud computer core 2x1, and then we've got a Stroud computer core 2x2. On the very back, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SAL 6330 engines. And then on the sides here, we'll go over each side individually. Just start at the front, because why not? We've got a Dymo Swing A starboard, Dymo Swing B, Dymo Swing C, Dymo Swing B, Dymo Swing C, Dymo Swing B, and then finally a Dymo Swing A again. That's just flipped. This side mirrors the other side. So just take what's over there and then mirror it. But that is the top. That does it for the top section here. Looking to the bottom now. We're going to actually start at the back for a point of reference. Notice where our engines are. Also, the engines, I forgot to mention, but if you didn't notice, use the bottom snap point. Snap these on the bottom snap point. Don't use the top one, otherwise it's going to look a little bit funny. But starting here at the back, we're going to go over the wings last, just because why not? It's easier to do it that way. We have the Dymo's belly aft. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on the very back here. And then moving up, we have an Acculander 11 landing gear. We have 1, 2, 3 of those. This back one is the cube, so make sure you get the cube version that has all the snapping points on all around it. But then next to that, we have 3 Dymos hulls. And then again, we've got another Acculander 11 landing gear. And again, that's the cube. And then we have 2 more Acculander 11 landing gears. And those are not, that's not the cube version. That's the slanted version. And then right here, we have 2 Dymos hulls on either side. So see how that works. And then in the middle here, we have the 110 DP Docker, and I've got it flipped so that it's on the bottom, obviously. In front of our Docker, we do have our 120 LD landing bay. So that's the landing bay I went with. Now, on the front of this whole, like, I don't know, landing bay piece, that's kind of what I call this, we've got 2 Dymos belly 4s on both sides. And then right in front of that, we have 2 more Dymos bellies. And they are just flipped so that you get a little indentation piece. And that's so that you can get in and out. It looks cool, and it gives you an easy access to the cockpit. Or not the cockpit, to the landing bay, excuse me. So we've got 2 Dymos bellies, and then again we've got 2 more. And then on this outer Dymos belly, we have an Acculander 11 landing gear that is facing outwards. It's slanted. And then we've got another Dymos belly 4. And then here we have 2 of the cubed, I believe. Yeah, we've got 2 of the cubed Lander 11 landing gears. And then right here we've got 2 more landing gears that are facing outwards, the curved ones. And we have a Deimos Belly 4. And then this side just mirrors the other side. So we've got Lander 11 landing gear that's slanted. Then we've got cube landing gear, Lander cube, Deimos Belly 4, and then more Lander 11 landing gears with the slant on the outside again. And then finally we have the Deimos Belly. Now, with all of that built, now you got to work on the wings. Come back here to the very, very back. On the back of your landing bay area, we have that 1 cubed Lander 11 landing gear. Find that. That's this. You're going to attach a Stroud mid bracer to that as your attachment point for the wing, and then we have another Stroud mid bracer connecting it to the actual wing itself. From there, we're going to get 1, 2, 3 of the Stroud cowlings, and then just mirror that. Come on. There we go. Oh, I can't go over there. That's nice. The ship's so big that I've reached the max limit on the camera. But on this side, got 3 more just flipped around, and then on the back we have 2 SA 4330 engines. Notice how those are flipped. They fit really well with these pieces. That's why I went with them. And then next to the Stroud mid brace, we have another Stroud cowling. And again, notice how it's flipped. And then on the front, we have 3 more Stroud cowlings on both sides. Again, they're just kind of flipped and snapped to each other. Then on the front, we've got 2 Stroud cap A's flipped upside down. So that's the first wing. The next wing is exactly the same. Mid bracer, 3 cowlings, and the SA 4330 engines on the back. 3 cowlings, and then your extra cowling that attaches to the mid bracer. Then you've got, 3 more cowlings up front on both sides, and then you have your Stroud cap A's. So just make sure it mirrors this side, and then that is it for the bottom piece. Pretty simple. It's big. It's going to take you a little while to build, but don't let that intimidate you. I don't remember if I said it, but if you haven't figured it out by now, this is a modded build. Make sure that you check the description for all of the mods that are required for this build. I have this on PC, so yeah. Okay, moving on to the next piece. Starting up front, and this is just going to snap onto the front here. So keep that in mind. That's your guide, so to speak. We have a Stroud cap A, Stroud nose cap B, and then another Stroud cap A. And then behind that, we have a Stroud cowling. And these are the different... Here, let me actually unselect all this so I can show y'all. That's not what I wanted. There we go. These are the ones with the stripes on them. Okay, so make sure that you do that. I do believe it's the same on the bottom. Let me make sure. Are these not on the bottom? These are not on the bottom. Wait, yes they are. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah. So these are the same. It's not the other kind. So just be aware of that. Make sure you do that, because that is important. Otherwise, it might not work. So, like I said, we've got the 3 front pieces, then we've got our shroud cowling, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those in a line, just like that. And then on this side, again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in a row right here. Behind the shroud nose cap, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shroud mid bracers in one line. And then to the right and the left, we have 2 more shroud mid bracers. And then on top, starting at the very front, we have a Deimos Spine A, Deimos Spine C, another Deimos Spine C, Deimos Spine B, and then Deimos Spine D. And then this side, just once again, a lot of mirroring going on, so just notice that. It just mirrors the other side. Moving on to this side over here, we have a shroud nose cap B, and then behind that we have a shroud mid bracer, shroud mid bracer, shroud mid bracer, shroud mid bracer, shroud mid bracer. You get the idea. There's a bunch of these back here. So we've got behind the nose cap, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's again on this side, nose cap, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where we have all of that. Notice up here right behind our Deimos Spine Ds, we do have an equipment plate with the Atlanti 280C missile launcher, and that's on both of these. Oh, there we go. And then right here on, let's see, so you got the second shroud mid bracer behind the shroud nose cap. We have an equipment plate with an Obliterator 250 MEV alpha beam. Okay. And it's the same on this side. Moving on to the very back here, we have just kind of 2 rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shroud mid bracers in a row, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more shroud mid bracers. And on the outside here, this outer edge, starting at the front, we have a Deimos bumper port 4, Deimos bumper port mid, Deimos bumper port mid, Deimos bumper port mid, and then Deimos bumper port aft. Then on this side is the exact same thing. It links just like the other side, again, mirror. So once you have all of that built, now we can get into the internal components. I'm using the Tokamak X200 Reactor. Again, that's modded. This ship, you can actually throw a bigger grav drive and reactor and all that kind of stuff in this if you really want. It's not too terribly hard to do. Again, I decided not to. You would have to, I believe it would be right here. I think it's these 2 spots here and here you would have to get rid of in order to fit an actual unmodded C-class reactor and grav drive. But on top of the grav drive, or not the grav drive, the reactor, excuse me, we have an Atlanti 280C missile launcher. Again, just notice I'm kind of, that's how I've always built stuff. Always got stuff in rows. Behind that, we do have the Aurora 11G Grav Drive. Again, that's a mod. And then behind that, we have two 500T HE3 tanks. And then on the left side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 500T HE3 tanks. And then on this front tank, we have another Atlanti 280C missile launcher. Attached to the Grav Drive, that's kind of that's a good reference point. Attached to the Grav Drive, we have a Stroud companionway 1x1. And then attached to the companionway is where I put my 10ST hauler shielded cargo holds. Okay? So that is pretty much it, with the exception of the extra cargo holds. We're just going to glitch build these right into this other cargo hold. I mean, again, if you do the smaller grav drives and whatnot, you can throw them down here if you want, if you don't want to do that, but I didn't care enough to do that. So what we're going to do is put that right there. There we go. If you did this right, there shouldn't be anything lost or unattached or anything. Don't worry about that. And I've got grand total, I believe I've got 4 of these. 4 of the okay, what gives? Something is not working. Is it not working? Okay, there we go. Okay, now somewhere in here, doesn't really matter. Notice I do have I've got the Bastille S81 shield generator. Again, that's a mod. Where I put it, I went ahead and I threw it right here. Maybe. Come on. There we go. So, because I've got it, kind of glitch built, it doesn't always work. You could actually take this. It's actually a better idea. We'll put that bad boy right there. Yeah, I like that. That works. So we've got that sorted right there, attached to this back HE3 tank. We've got the shield generator. Once you have all that, the snapping point, select all, grab it, and then voila, just like that. And we can move this further in. There we go. Alright, so this is what it should look like so far. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Like back here, we've got 2 empty spots. You can throw stuff back there if you want. I wouldn't. I'll explain that here in a minute. But hopefully, if I remember, I'll explain it now. Notice this only has one habitation piece. That's because this has one ladder. And I accomplished that by essentially forcing it to have the ladder go through here. It goes through that and it goes up into this piece right here. And it just, hate to be Todd Howard here, but it just works. So that is the next piece. Let's go over this one. In the front here, we've got a Stroud Cap A, Stroud Nose Cap B, Stroud Cap A, and then behind that we've got Stroud Cowling, 1 LB, Stroud Mid Bracer, another Stroud Cowling. Behind that we have the Stroud Battle Stations 2x2, and then we've got the Stroud Living Quarters 2x1. Then behind that we've got the Stroud Infirmary 2x1, and we have the Stroud All-in-One Berth 2x1. Now on the back end here, notice where this is positioned. It is not butted up against the battle stations. Do not do that. Okay? There's a good chance you could break something, and your ladder will end up being multiple ladders if you do that, potentially. Anyways, and notice this is another spot you can put something. So, we have the Stroud Armory 2x1. And then on the very back end here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Deimos Belly afts. And they're flipped upside down. Again, that's a mod. Moving on to the sides, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Stroud Mid Bracers on both sides. And then we have on the front of both of those, we've got a Stroud Nose Cap B. Okay. And then on top here, we've got a Deimos Spine A, Deimos Spine D, Deimos Spine D flipped, and then another Deimos Spine A, and that's just flipped around. And then on this side, it's the exact same thing. On the outside, we have a Deimos bumper, and then a Deimos bumper mid, and then another Deimos bumper on the back. And then on this side, again, it just mirrors. See? Nice and easy. For the wings, these wings are a little bit different from the bottom. On the very back mid bracer here, we've got another mid bracer connected to that. And then we have a Stroud Cowling 3 LAST. And then behind that we've got 2 Stroud Cowlings. And then we've got the SA 4330 engines again. They're flipped right side up this time. We've got 2 of those on the back. And then we've got more Stroud Cowlings. I mean, it just mirrors this side. Stroud Cowling again. 3 LAPT, and then we've got 2 more Stroud Cowlings on the front on both sides, and then we have 2 Stroud Cap A's. And then on this side, it is the exact same thing. You could literally highlight the wing by itself, copy, and then throw it over here, throw on your mid bracer, and then just copy it. And it'll snap in like it's supposed to. So this just mirrors the other sides, just like I said, copy and paste. That's probably the easiest method. So that does it for this level. Grab it. The positioning is very, very simple. We want to put it right there. Yes. Yeah, that's where we want it. So, for a point of reference, the Deimos bellies should not be past the engines. Also, on these, you don't have to use these. I decided to use them because there's a mod that I can get. I like it. I like the way this looks. You can use the where are they at? You can use the Deimos Cowling if you want. See, you can take them and you can put them in right there if you want. I decided not to because I have the option to not do that, and it doesn't look as good in my opinion. But, so that is that piece. Now, for this is the cockpit. For the cockpit itself, I'm using the Kontiki B600 bridge, just like I was with the Mark II. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Stroud mid bracers attached to that. And then on top here, we have a Deimos Spine A, Deimos Spine B, Deimos Spine C, Deimos Spine C again, it's just flipped. Deimos Spine B, and then we have a Deimos Tail A. Now, I do have another Deimos Tail A attached right here. That right now is more or less floating. It's not actually attached to anything. So, but we'll go over that here in a minute. I'll show you where to attach it, and that'll give you the alignment for this. But then on the sides, we have 2 Deimos Wing A's on both sides. Okay, now that you've got that built, you're going to want to grab this, bring it over, and then see where your Stroud Armory is. That's where you want this. Hang on, I messed it up. Here, we'll do it this way. That's where your bottom Deimos Tail A snaps to. It goes attached to the Stroud Armory. And then the rest of this you want to attach just like that, so that the 2 tails are clipped into each other. And voila! That is the build. For another point of reference, if you need it, the cockpit should sit on top of the battle stations. So, that goes over the build. Now for coloring, it's pretty simple. Color 1 is white, color 2 is gold, color 3 is white. On color number 2, this took me a while to get working where it was the right color that I liked. Gold is not very easy to make in this game, but you can see what I did. I believe I started with orange, and then you can see the saturation and the brightness. Saturation is really close to the red. It's like in between the red and the pink. And then you can see the brightness is, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through the green, close to the blue side. So yeah, make sure you get that color if you want to have the same color scheme that I have. But this is what it looks like all put together. Again, very big ship. It is modded. Hang on. It's gotta... There we go. So this is what it looks like up close. It looks a lot more complicated than it is. So don't let that discourage you or get you bent out of shape or whatever. But this is it. This is how this is made. And now hopefully the game doesn't crash. Okay. So this is what it looks like on the outside. This is my either second biggest or my biggest ship that I own. It's also probably my favorite. I really, really like this ship. I'm just very happy with the way it turned out. It is a custom ship. It's not something that I copied from anyone. So I'm just ecstatic that it works. So you can go forward and you can get to the cockpit very easily, like I said. And see, here's what I mean by you've got easy access in and out. If that's not there, like, you can't walk under these, unfortunately. Even though you can fit, you can't. So it's important to have those there. Because this ship is big, expect clipping. Like this, right here at the back, that's clipped. But now let's go inside, because I'm going to show you all what I mean when I was talking about the one ladder. And of course, I'll give y'all a tour of the entirety of the inside. If you want to stop watching here, if you've got it built, that's up to you. I just know a lot of people like to see the inside of the ship. So this is the engineering bay. This is the Stroud 3x1 engineering. Very, very happy with this overall. It goes into the control station here, but getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. The way this is formatted, by the way, I did use the habitation format of someone else because it worked really, really well. So, going to the right here, this is the cargo 2x2. So there's your cargo bay. And then here's our workshop with all of our stuff that we can get. And that's all that's over here. Notice there's not anything else connected to this. That's on purpose. It's a very organized ship, and I'm very happy about that. That's why I like it so much. It's not like a maze for as big as it is. Here's your computer core, the 2x2. And then going in here, we have our 2x1 computer core. So I didn't know what else to put back here, so I just was like, we're just going to put all the computer core stuff back here, because why not? Might as well. Let's see. Over here. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. Over here. Here is our brig. And then back here we have our science lab. So there's all your crafting stuff is more or less down here as far as I know. I don't think there's anything up top. I don't think so. Here's our one ladder that we have. This is only uses one ladder, so that's always good. Again, this is the control room. And then this is another storage room, which there should be a door right here, but there's not. It's unfortunate. It's whatever. Here's our 3x1? Yes, 3x1 living quarters. And we've got our 2x2 living quarters right here. And then going in here, here's the captain's quarters. And then to the right here, we have another, now this is a 3x1, isn't it? Yes, I apologize. This is the 3x1 living quarters. The other one's the 2x1 all-in-one. This is the 2x1. Okay. Yeah. With this right here, this is where that storage room is. And so there should be a door right here, but whatever. There's not a door. So unfortunately, you do have to go all the way back through, but it's not too terribly hard to navigate. Here's our ladder. This level just has this one room. This is our connector piece for the ladder, more or less. It's the 2x2 cargo. And then here's our battle stations. If we go this way, this is another 2x1 all-in-one berth. And then we've got the armory right here. And then going over here, wait, nope, here it is. This, can't remember what this is. This is another 3x1. I think this is a 3x1 living quarters. And then we've got our med bay. Alright, after the med bay and all of that, we have the bridge. So here it is. Here's our bridge for this massive ship. Now, I have a mod that is new because I wanted to get rid of the console command runner. This thing is so big, but it's so nice. And there she goes.
Orbit locked.
Alright.
You just look at that view.
So now we're in orbit, and cool, it does work. Alright, there's a new mod that I have that does the whole camera thing, because I didn't want to use console command runner anymore. And, well, it works. As you can see. I'm not up on the crazy on the ship or nothing, so that makes me very happy. So, we are going to start attacking these people. That's how we always end these videos, right? But as big as this ship is, it makes sense to, like, the punishment that it can take. Like I said, this thing is really, really crazy big, so... Yeah, y'all kind of get the idea. Very, very big ship that is very, very much overpowered. Here it is in the cockpit view. That's how I normally play. Well, goodbye.
Listen, I gotta say, I have a bit of time and I need to talk about some things. I won't waste your time, so please don't waste mine. Stop by soon. Can't skip the system. You can't just use that. Come on.
Target's shields are down.
Listen up. I have a bit of time and I need to talk with you about some things.
Alright.
I won't waste your time, so please don't waste mine.
So I think that's it for all of all the enemies.
It'll take more than that.
Look alive.
Oh, we've got one more.
You've met
More
your
popped in,
match.
two more popped in.
This
Alright,
isn't going to
whatever.
end well for you.
So, that's it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this. This took me a while to make. Again, one of my favorite ships that I've built. So,
I got this!
thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.